It is way too early in the morning for me to be up. It's 6:15. We are driving 1,700 and I think 60 something kilometers from basically just outside of Toronto to Halifax. We've done this road trip before last year, except this time we're doing the entire drive up there with full self-driving. Unfortunately, I'm on hardware 3, so we're still rocking 12.3.6, but in my experience, it's been really good. And a lot of miles of these types of trips, it's all basically just highway. FSD only really gets challenged where it has to pull into the city or pull into a supercharger. So our first stop is in 2 hours and 10 minutes away, 244 kilometers. First supercharging stop in Gananoque. All right, no time like the present, I guess. I guess might as well start FSD from here.
Do we want to start it from the exit? Because I don't know how well it will do with this thing.
Start it here.
Start it right here? Because there's... Okay. Because this isn't even a 4-way stop, or a 3-way stop. It just kind of looks confused by a lot of things in this section.
A lot of the people that you see online that are criticizing Tesla's full self-driving as being bad or whatever have never used it. It is a lot better than a lot of people online give it credit for. It still occasionally makes mistakes, but they're few and far between. Most of the stuff is like lane selection. All right, let's see how FSD handles the merge onto the highway. It's very timid making lane changes. It'll like start to go in and then stop and then commit to it. Like consistently does that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was hard.
Stop for that yellow.
That was really hard. Ow.
Do you feel it pull forward? I think the car behind us, it thought it might hit us, so it pulled forward a little bit.
Yeah, it like came to a hard stop. Like it actually pulled on my seatbelt a little bit, and then pushed me forward a little bit in the seat, and then pulled back.
And it stopped for that yellow light, and then once it stopped, it actually like jumped forward a little bit, and then looking behind us, the car behind us actually came pretty close to us. So like it's really good. I don't know why people trash talk it so much. It's creeping forward, waiting to make this left onto the on-ramp. Here it goes.
It actually does really well merging onto the highway, because I was using it the other day with Mom, and we got on the highway and it merged really well. She didn't even notice that it was doing it by itself.
So we're on the east side of Toronto. If we were heading into Toronto, oh man, we would get gangbanged by so much traffic. But we're actually heading in the opposite direction, so we're gonna benefit from heading away from the direction everyone else is going to work in the morning. So we have 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 241 kilometers, and we should arrive at the supercharger with 18%. So see you there. So we're at that point in the morning where the sun is coming up, and we've turned away from it for now because we kind of following a curve on the highway here. But we're basically driving right into that sun, and the cameras for full self-driving don't seem to be having any issues. It's not throwing up any warnings, so it could see clear enough to drive. I know, not so much recently, but I know back in the day a lot of people threw some concerns around that about the sun blocking the camera from it being able to drive. But so far we are a little under 100 kilometers into the drive so far, and yeah, so far no issues. It's been going pretty good. Just miles and miles of straight highway.
See? It likes to merge without a turn signal.
Alright, so we decided to make a early pit stop at an en route. They've outfitted a lot of these en routes with chargers, and I'm pretty sure they have CCS chargers here. And I have a CCS charging adapter, so while we're here, yeah, right there, I think it's the IV fast chargers.
Is it this?
I think so. Yeah, those look big and bulky. So here's the CCS chargers. Looks like CCS and Chatham. We're not gonna wait for anything. We're just gonna plug it in, and then once we're out, we'll unplug and see how much we get. So we're at 48% now. All right, so got my CCS adapter right here. It's kind of a sketchy one, but it works. I've tested it. I really hate that every network, you have to download their stupid app and sign up for their stupid frickin' charging app. And it takes time out of your day to get all this set up. Charging providers, if you're listening, just accept a frickin' credit card payment and let us be, man. Try not to swear, but man, I have some choice words right now. Now that that nonsense is all taken care of, we'll put the adapter on like that. Oh man, this cable's really tight. And it's thinking. All right, green means we're charging. I don't know how fast this charging station is, but my Model 3 can only do up to 170 kilowatts, so. 50? That's fine.
Active power 98. So it said on the app is 50, but.
So we're at, yeah, 130 kilowatts. So we'll basically be almost full by the time we even manage to get back out here. This order kiosk is like the slowest thing I've ever seen. You tap on a button and it takes like 5-10 seconds before it responds.
But like, it took forever just to get to this. Like, look, I hit confirm to pay and it's going to take like another 10 minutes.
Let me just check my watch here.
Hello? Mr. Machine, I prefer to go wait in line.
The numbers are still changing.
Oh my god.
So all we did is stop long enough to take a greasy shit and get some Tim Hortons like any self-respecting Canadian would on a road trip. We managed to charge from 48% all the way up to 93%. Stop charging, unlock charge port. There we go. Make sure I keep my adapter. Since we stopped and charged while we were here, that put quite a significant amount of power back into the battery, and now we only have 3 charging stops remaining today instead of the original 4 that would be remaining after our one that we're supposed to hit in Gananoque. But now our next one is in Morrisburg, which looks like it's basically just in Ottawa there. We're doing 1,100 kilometers today. We're splitting the drive to Halifax over 2 days. Today we wind up in New Brunswick. There's an inn that we like to stay at called the Roadway Inn. They do have a single J1772 charger there. Last year, both on the way down and the way up, someone was parked there. Hopefully we get there with enough time to snag that charger, and then we could leave tomorrow on a full charge. We got FSD enabled. It's not supposed to work in a parking lot like this, so if it screws up, I ain't gonna count it. No, it seems to be finding its way out of here just fine. Picking some weird lanes, but it's getting there.
It decided to pick the RV lane.
Yeah, you gotta get over, car.
But see, again, lane change with no actual turn signal.
Yeah. My one gripe with this version of FSD that we're on, 12.3.6, is it really doesn't like to use turn signals at lane terminations or when lanes open up. And it just immediately like swings over, no warning, no turn signal, it just does its thing. So yeah, technically we could get pulled over for an improper lane change. So when's our next stop? So now it's saying 1 hour, 59 minutes, 229 kilometers to our next charging stop, if we don't stop somewhere else again. Nice. I said, hey, what's going on? All right, another pit stop for bathroom. I was going to use the bathroom here as well, but thanks to good old IBS, we had to pull over at the side of the highway, and I had to go do business in the bush. Violent shudders of the steering wheel.
I know, right? It always like alarms me when it does that.
Ta-da! We are plugged in and charging. Obviously, we keep stopping at the CCS stations instead of the superchargers, but as long as we're charging while we're here and stopped, I think that's a pretty good compromise. What we're trying to do is avoid having to charge in Montreal, because last time we did this trip, traffic there was a nightmare and wasted so much time. I do not want to do that again this time, so we're going to be passing straight through. All right, so I think we only managed to put 10% on the car, because we only went in there to take a leak, so that's 10% we didn't have before. So yeah, 40 minutes, 71 kilometers to get to our next supercharger stop. It says we'll get there with 40% now. We're approaching our turnoff to get to the supercharger here. Car has to get over, and there it goes without a single turn signal again.
It's getting really frustrating.
Lane opens up and it's just like meow.
It literally swerves over, like aggressively swerves over too. It's not even like a small merge. It's like.
And we're on the chill profile too. All right, so we're turning left.
No, we're turning right.
Or right. We're turning right. Way is clear. Car goes. Oh, roundabout.
Oh, jeez. I'm scared.
It could do them. But it's a lot better these days. Yeah, it's a lot better roundabouts these days than it used to be.
I'm still really scared of it. I mean, thankfully we're not doing a full roundabout, but oh my god.
Good job, Tessie. And we go. So we're at, what did it say? 38% we're at?
Yeah, 38.
It says we got a 25-minute charge time before we head out. All right, well, the 20 minutes it said actually wound up only being closer to 15, actually under 15. Went in, used the bathroom, grabbed some food. As of now, we have, I think it said 2 minutes left before we're ready to continue on to the next charger. We have a 2-hour, 22-minute, 228-kilometer drive to the other side of Montreal. And we should arrive there with 17%. All right, we can take off. Since I'm in the driver's seat now, I gotta use the shoulder-mounted camera here, so do forgive me. But we got FSD engaged. Oh, it's turning right?
Nope.
Yeah, it's turning right.
It shouldn't be.
I'll figure it out.
That's weird. Oh. You didn't hit continue trip.
Now turn left onto Augusta Street.
I didn't realize I was supposed to do that. I wanted us to route back to the supercharger.
Now turn left to take the I-401 East ramp.
When it's a right lane that opens up, it just zooms over, but when it's a left turn lane that opens up, it actually uses its turn signal properly. So it's waiting, 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 Oh, it sees a gap, and it's going. It knows how to gauge a good gap and go. Oh, around the bend. Oh. Them G-forces, bro.
This is a very tight turn.
Come on, you can do it. Alright. And again, we're on the highway now. FSD got us here with no problem for the supercharger. And once it's on the highway, it's basically whatever. It's easy miles. Alright, so we just, as of now, crossed the border into Quebec. We are now in Quebec. And it's not even noon yet, it's 11:51, so we're actually making really good time.
No, it's transmission.
Now your destination is on the right.
That's wrong. It went down the wrong way.
Did it?
Yep.
Now turn right onto Rue du Bois.
Rude boys. FSD. I don't know if it took the wrong route or what.
It did. It took the wrong turn. It was supposed to turn literally like not even like freaking 10 feet after this the turn that it made.
Anyways, we're supposed to be going to a McDonald's to stop for a quick bathroom break. All right, back on the road again. So we still have an hour and 5 minutes, 94 kilometers to our next charging stop. All right.
Now take exit 145 on the right.
And swerve like oh, it wasn't so bad that time. Normally it swerves. But pulling off for our next charging stop. Looks like we're gonna have to wait a minute because we caught up to the head of the train, but now we gotta go
Now
back.
turn right onto Road Safe 8 Road.
Okay. No.
Where are you going?
Okay, that's a disengagement because it wanted to pass the truck. Bad
Because the truck it's going to make a wide turn.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's definitely a disengagement there because it wanted to pass on the right of the truck that is sitting towards the left so that he can have enough clearance to make his right there. So we'll mark that one down. So we are, ooh, that's a very rare color of Model S. Old school. Alright, so we're at the supercharger. I was saying that this one is going to be a really, really long charge, so hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah, because like, look, the next one is not for another 3 hours and 37 minutes.
286
So we're
kilometers.
going to be here for a while.
Yeah, I think this is going to be almost a full charge. Alright. Get that going. Now I want to see how long it says here. So on the app it says 40 minutes to the charge limit, 40 minutes until we're ready to leave. It's going right to 100%. Alright, so got some snacks and drinks for the road, used the bathroom, looked around the store for a bit, and we still got about 10 minutes or so for it to fully charge and be ready for the next leg. Those legs where the chargers are few and far between and you gotta charge up high, oh, that's where it gets brutal. Oh, there's I think that's an EV Blazer right there over at the charger. It's a nice looking car. Gotta make sure all the cameras stay clean for FSD. So we are now fully charged to 100%. Reminder that this car has LFP battery, so that's perfectly fine. And yeah, we got one more charging stop in 286 kilometers. Alright, back on the road. FSD engaged. Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing, car? Okay. We're
What the hell?
It was supposed to turn left, but it turned right.
Turn right to take the QC20 East ramp toward Quebec.
There, turn left out of there just fine.
Now turn right to take the QC20 East ramp.
I don't know what it is with Quebec and EV9s and EV6s, but I have seen so many of them. That and Lightnings.
Well, they probably get the provincial tax credits.
Maybe. So we were just about to be going through Quebec City here, and we're making fairly good time, all things considered. It's only 4:35 p.m. and what'd you say we had left to get to the motel?
About 385 kilometers.
Yeah, which isn't bad, of the 1100 that we started out with, so we've crushed a pretty significant portion of it. Yeah, this has been the gist of it. Once on the highway, with nothing special for FSD to do, it just cruises. Alright, this is our exit.
Now take the autoroute Jean Lesage exit on the right.
Oh, it's you. Come on, go. You got it.
In 200 meters, bear right to stay on autoroute Jean Lesage. Now bear right to stay on autoroute Jean Lesage.
Yep, you got it. I thought I was going to miss it. It slowed down and got all the way to the left for that guy. Alright, peace stop and see if this charger works. We don't feel like downloading the app and getting this damn thing set up, so we're just going to move the car. Alright, well, we can get back out of here. Looks like this guy needed it more than we do anyways. And there were only 50 kilowatt stations too, so probably wouldn't have charged all that much. Good merge, FSD. We got 121 kilometers, an hour and 4 minutes to our charging stop. We'll arrive there now it's saying about 24%. We didn't charge anything there, so that's still accurate. And then we have probably another 200 and something kilometers, and then we're at our motel for the night. So we're making pretty good time. God love sunset. Sunset, sunrise look absolutely stellar. 19 kilometers to go to our next charging stop, and I noticed that the car isn't preconditioning the battery at all, which is weird. Normally it would have started preconditioning quite some time ago. There we go. With 13 kilometers to go, it finally started preconditioning. So our exit is coming up to our supercharger. Come on, Kurt, you got it. There you go.
In 300 meters, turn left onto Chemin de Caston Gate. Now turn left onto Chemin de Caston Gate.
Alright, let's see. It's been handling the French stop signs alright, because it doesn't say stop like the rest of the provinces. It says arrête, which is French for stop, if that wasn't clear.
Like it did last time.
Come on, car, you got it. There you go. There's the chargers.
Now you have arrived at your destination.
And there we go. Oh, select a spot. Start.
No, cute doggo over there.
Come on, you got it. Oh, there's some CCS stations over there too.
A lot of EVs here. just in case.
Alright, this should be our final charging stop. And we have 279 kilometers to go. There we go. Time remaining to continue trip, 25 minutes. Yeah, we're definitely making that side of the bug population here. So we decided to get some poutines because when in Rome, right? And these are the most expensive poutines that I've ever seen. These were $20 each.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was over $40 before tip.
Shit.
Okay, so it says we will reach there at 8:50 p.m. with 249 kilometers to go to get there. We'll arrive with 24%. Nice. All right, one last leg to go here, and it's a doozy. All right, 87%. Says we'll reach there by 8:58 p.m. However, we'll be jumping forward an hour with a time zone change soon, so that'll be 9:58 p.m. local time when we get there. Clean all that bug guts off. Ba-ding, ba-ding. Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
We're not pulling that shit again, bud.
It always wants to go the wrong way pulling out of here.
We're literally not going that way. I don't give a shit. We're going this way. Whether you like it or not.
So it wanted to go left?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to go left instead of right.
Oh, she's hugging that white line. Alright. Merge onto the highway. If you're wondering how FSD handles driving at night on a highway that has no streetlights whatsoever, it actually handles it pretty okay. It has the auto brights, so when there's no traffic, such as right now, it should flip them on. No, it's still attacks cars. We got some lampposts coming up, but yeah, it turns the auto brights on when it doesn't detect any cars ahead of it, either oncoming or in front of us. It lets it see a little bit further. The only issue that I've experienced so far is that when we're driving through like really pitch black areas, the side view cameras can't see anything because there's no light being cast on anything, so it thinks it's occluded and it throws up a warning saying that it thinks that the camera is like covered by something, but it's just pitch black outside. There's nothing the camera can see. I'm very nervous driving at night because especially this time of year, I am worried about moose and deer. Anyways, we got 162 kilometers to go, an hour and a half of driving left. Yeah, man, FSD seems to be pretty rock solid at night. It's had a few wobbles with being unable to see kind of faded lane markings with the low light situation going on here, but it's stayed on track. So without much fanfare, we are now officially in New Brunswick. Can't really see much, but yeah, now full self-driving has taken us all the way from Ontario through Quebec and now into New Brunswick. Sends a few interruptions, which I'll go over later. Coming up on our exit to the inn, Tesla put its turn signal on. Alright, let's see how it handles getting to the inn. Turn signal on, turning right.
And now they say stop and edit.
Wow, it didn't even stop.
Yeah, it barely stopped.
Bad Tesla. Now we're at 15%, a little bit lower than what I thought we were going to arrive with, but...
Again, it didn't even like stop. Like I'm doing complete stop. Rolled through it. And it is available.
Oh!
Are you joking?
Yeah, baby.
Oh my god, you're joking.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, buddy.
Oh
We
my
got
God.
that charger.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go in the other way though.
That's what she said. Alright, we made it here. We got the charger. I love these locking collars because that means I could slide it over top and no one could disconnect it and yank my cord out. I sell them on my shop if you're interested. Stick that bad boy in there. Now it's charging.
It says charging.
Nice. Who's gonna wake up to a full battery? This guy. Don't slam, don't slam. Thank you. Home sweet home for the night. So what do you guys think of my new EDC bag? I upsized something a little bit bigger after almost 10 years of my other one. And I'd ask you guys if you wanted a teardown, and most of you guys seem to, so something I gotta film soon. This is home for the night. Just a simple motel room. Like half the price of what you'd find out in Ontario. Good morning. It is 8:18, but according to my internal clock, it's still 7:17. Yeah, new day, second leg of this trip. Got everything all charging over here that I gotta untangle and get all packed up and eat some breakfast and get out of here. And most importantly, the car charged to 100% overnight, so we're starting off with a full charge. Best part about staying at a hotel with a continental breakfast.
Get my suspect picture.
Okay, well, eating breakfast gave us long enough for the mist to all boil off. And you can see now that it's nice and bright, we've you'd figure the bugs would have died out by late September, but no, they're still going pretty strong. Gotta make sure that all the cameras are nice and clean so that FSD can see. So if you don't know how FSD sees the road, if you're somehow new to Teslas, there's cameras in the front of the car right there, and then ones on the side, those look back at a 3/4 angle, and then ones in the pillar here, and those look kind of forward at an angle like that. And then to see rearwards, there's a fisheye camera. You can't really see it on the camera, but it's just under the trunk right here. All right, away we go. Now, is it going to turn the right way? It is.
Holy crap. Oh, that was aggressive.
You're good.
So hesitant about getting into lanes.
And will it merge over properly with the turn signal? No? No. Okay.
are about to pull off for our first supercharging stop of the day. Good job getting in the lane, FSD. Alright, come on, FSD, you can do it. Good job.
Perfect.
Yeah. Good job, FSD.
Superchargers are this way.
So, no disengagements so far today, except one accidental one. Alright. Alright. So, we're only doing a 10-minute charge here. Snack and a drink for the road. The car was done charging before I was even done taking a crap, so. About to hop off the highway for our supercharger stop. Be here a bit longer because I'm meeting my boss who works out this way for lunch. So yeah, this gives me strong Saskatchewan vibes. Yeah, here in New Brunswick, the stop signs have stop and edit on them. So I think it's a dual language province.
Yeah, for the most part.
Of course, waiting. Waiting. Being overly cautious. Alright. Right. No, looks that guy's pulling out now. Is it going or?
Yeah, no, I'm not touching it.
Ah, so the car decided to go on its own. We made it. Alright, so we're sitting here at the supercharger. Turns out this is actually our last charging stop, and then it wants to make a straight shot to our Airbnb. 280 kilometers off of one charge. Should be more than doable. And 20 minutes to go on the charger here. We're already at 67%. I think it's charging us up to full for this leg. Alright, our last leg to get there. 280 kilometers, 2 hours, 45 minutes, it's saying, driving time. And hopefully traffic doesn't kick up because we're getting close to rush hour and that'll make things even worse, which I don't want. This is the Salisbury Supercharger. Time for another unscheduled pit stop for a bathroom break.
Now take exit 504 on the right. Now turn right.
Oh, you had it right. It abandoned the turn-in, but it was the correct way to get in here, so I don't know why. Time to get back on the road. Can I take my turn now? Thanks. Alright, you're good, car. Go. Go, go, go. What a weird lines, like what?
Yeah.
This is a really tough intersection to do a left turn on. Thankfully, there's a guy turning further down here blocking traffic. All right, good going, car. You picked the right moment. That's when I would have gone to. Turn signal, car. Turn signal.
Apparently that doesn't exist.
Oh, we're not even going down the right road.
No, we aren't.
One of them's a Parks Canada car. Interesting.
So it made the wrong turn.
Yep. Now it's going to have to figure itself out. Can it figure itself out?
Now make a U-turn to stay on Suncrest Drive.
Alright, let's see what the Tesla does. I don't genuinely know what it'll do here. I think it'll just stop and I'll have to disengage. Don't try and go down there. You gonna do it?
No.
No.
Oh, that's stupid.
It tried. I know it's coming soon in the roadmap that it'll be able to reverse. Alright, so that's one more disengagement for the disengagement list.
Oh.
Now turn left onto Promenade Mallard.
Promenade Mallard.
You gotta get over, car.
It won't do it.
We're crossing over into Nova Scotia as of now. And then there's people like this who decide to cut in front of me instead of checking their blind spot. So I don't know what B got under FSD's bonnet just now, but we had an exit that we were supposed to take for another highway, and it failed to get into the correct lane for the first 200 meters or so, and then it just like braked hard, like stomped the brakes like hard. That is not something that should be happening. That's definitely the scariest disengagement so far, because I had to A, stomp on the accelerator so that people behind us didn't slam into us suddenly, like brake checking on the highway, and then take over the steering so I could get us into the exit lane. Yeah, like when I say it stomped hard, I mean like it wasn't just a regular phantom brake, it stomped the brakes.
Like, literally, I went flying forward.
Yeah.
Thankfully, seatbelt engaged, but flew forward enough to where my hands actually hit the dash.
That was pretty scary.
Now take exit 7 on the right.
Good job, you didn't brake suddenly trying to get over. Alright, it did help it through because I got cars queuing up behind me here and the car did not want to go.
Now turn left.
This is the glare. So we didn't need to stop here to charge. We got permission actually to plug in and charge at the place we'll be staying at, so that's all well and good, but I want to make sure we arrive there with at least a little bit of charge in the tank so we're good for tomorrow, because we'll only be pulling off a standard wall outlet. Alright, so we're going to stop and charge here and then make a stop at Walmart, get some food and stuff so that we're not starving until tomorrow. Alright, so we're back on the way, a few percentage short of where I wanted to charge to, because we kind of got caught in the middle of some sort of trucker fight going on between, looked like a bunch of Pakistani fellows and another dude, I couldn't quite tell his ethnicity. Based on the slurs they were yelling at each other, it was definitely ethnically motivated. And one guy pulled out a hammer, was yelling at the top of his lungs. He got in his truck and like fucking ripped around and like blocked off the other guys from escaping. That was the point. I'm like, yeah, no, we're getting out of there, because yeah, we just left there before that turned into anything. That was sketchy. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to be leaving there with bullet holes in my Tesla, thanks. Got a total of 25 kilometers to go. Alright, so figured out a parking situation. It's not exactly made evident, because we had to like come up an incline here, and then there's another road that goes down there. We'll make getting back out onto the road easier, but this is kind of complex. But we're allowed to charge. Now I just got to find the outlet and run the 100-foot extension cord. Alright, so this, we need 100-foot extension cord, and we'll basically run this along the side of the house to the front there. So yeah, not the greatest setup in the world, but at least we have permission this time, and I'm not going to get yelled at. Okay, well, them's the digs. Alright, I'm gonna relax, because that was quite a lot of driving and running around. We made it, finally. 2 days of driving later. Mm-hmm. So yeah, on the drive up, I made a note of every disengagement that we had, and there was a total of 10 disengagements. And of the disengagements, only one was really scary. I'll save that one to last. The rest were all just like navigational stuff, like incorrect lane selection or trying to turn the wrong way for some reason. So the first one was here, if there is someone pulled over on the side of the road, like a cop car or a tow truck or something like that on the shoulder, you need to move one lane over to leave the rightmost lane clear. And in my experience so far, FSD does not do that unless obviously the car is intruding in the lane. And so because of that, at one point there was a cop had pulled someone over on the shoulder, probably to give them a speeding ticket or something, and FSD did not want to move over, so I had to take over in order to move one lane to the left to leave that lane clear. There was one where I was merging onto the highway from an on-ramp lane, and the lane was terminating, and there was moderate traffic, and I was parallel to another car, and FSD did not want to speed up or slow down in order to make space for itself to merge, and we were running out of space. I had to take over and make sure that we merged over before the lane ended. Third one was another edge case that I'm not sure FSD is even trained for. There was a truck pulled over. The truck itself was on the shoulder, but it had the lane blocked off as to where it was with LED road flares, directing people to merge one lane over. And FSD did not seem to recognize those road flares or that something was in the road. So if I didn't take over, it was just going to run over the flares and keep on going. So I had to take over and merge left in order to not drive over the flares. Another one was there was a truck in the left lane, and he was going to make a right turn, and because trucks need to be one lane over in order to make a wide right turn, he had his right turn signal on. The car didn't seem to recognize what he was about to do, so the car wanted to overtake him in the right lane when he was about to turn, so I had to take over and prevent the car from intruding on his right-hand turn. Another one was a pretty simple one. We were coming out of a place where we were charging, and the car was going to turn the wrong way and head the opposite direction of where it needed to go to get back on the highway. Another one, there was tire debris in the road. This one can be considered dangerous because it was a truck tire. You know, that's pretty solid, pretty meaty. The car did not seem to recognize that there was a large semi-solid object in the road like that, and it did not react whatsoever, so I had to take over and move one lane over in order to not hit it. There was one point where it made a wrong turn one road shy of where it was supposed to turn, and it wound up on a dead-end street. And so it got to the end of the street. It needed to turn around and go back to the road in order to get to where it needed to go, but it's not able to back up yet, and so there wasn't enough space for it to actually do a U-turn, so it kind of just reached the end of the street and like stopped because it couldn't back up, and there wasn't enough space to U-turn, so it was kind of like dead in the water. I had to take over and do like a 3-point turn to get going back up the road. Another one, there was a brand new roundabout under construction, to the point that it's not even like updated on the maps yet, and the thing isn't even fully built. The roundabout itself and all the entrance and exit lanes are all marked out by pylons, and the car did not seem to recognize that it was a roundabout, and so when it approached the roundabout, it tried to make a left-hand turn onto it. Another one, actually, okay, this is the second dangerous FSD disengagement, so there's actually two, was we were on a on-ramp to get onto a highway. It's a 2-lane on-ramp, and it curves, so coming around like that to merge onto the highway going that way. So we were in the left lane, and there was a truck in the right lane, and as we were coming around the curve, the truck, it's got a big trailer on it, it starts to intrude into our lane like quite a bit. I'd say like maybe half into our lane, and the car started to speed up to overtake the truck, and the truck was still kind of like, its momentum was still moving it further into our lane. That would have been a bad idea, so I disengaged and held back and let the truck kind of keep the lead. And now we get to the most dangerous disengagement I had on the entire 2-day drive, and that was, we had a exit lane open up to take an off-ramp. It was a relatively short exit lane, and for whatever reason, the car did not want to merge over into the exit lane. When it realized that it was going to miss its turn, it braked hard, like very hard, in the middle of the highway at highway speeds. I'm very lucky nobody was behind me, or I would have got rear-ended. I did manage to take over and put my foot on the accelerator and get us onto the exit lane at the last minute, but that was the only disengagement that actually made me very glad that I was ready to take over at a moment's notice, because that was genuinely scary. So the entire drive up, we were on 12.3.6, which was actually a relatively smooth build, all things considered. While we were in Halifax for 2 weeks, we did upgrade to 12.5.4, the version with Smart Summon. 12.5.4 is overall a much, much sketchier and janky build compared to 12.3.6. It's really rough around the edges. It is a regression in many areas. The steering wheel is a lot more twitchy. When it's not quite sure which direction it needs to go, it's like janking all over the place. At uncontrolled intersections, when there's coming traffic, it can't make up its mind if it wants to go or wait. And there's still issues with lane selection, with exiting and merging onto highways. For whatever reason, it really does not want to get out of the on-ramp lane and merge onto the highway. I had one instance, actually, where 12.5.4 was going to go right off the end of the highway where the lane terminates. I was giving it time, there was no traffic around me, so I gave it a little bit more leeway, and it just beelined right for the end of the road and made no indication that it was going to merge over to the left, so at the last second, I had to jerk the steering wheel and get us actually merged over. And when it comes to taking exit ramp lanes, it's still really bad at that. In fact, there was one instance where we were in the rightmost lane, the exit lane was about to open up, but instead of getting ready to merge to the right, there was some traffic ahead of us, so it wanted to merge left to get around the car, which would have made us immediately miss the exit lane. I don't know why it does stuff like that, and I know I haven't posted anything in almost 2 months now. I didn't die, I'm still here. I took a break. I was starting to get burned out a little. I just really wanted to recharge my batteries, but now I'm back home, and I've got the creative juices flowing, and we're going to start cranking out videos again, so look forward to that.